Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Tekkit. So guys, I've been building a bit of the base. I'll show you guys around, and then we're actually going to do some Carpenters Blocks. And the reason being, so we can do some cool stuff. That's pretty much it. Yeah, it's all going pretty good. If you're new to the series at all, I'll leave a link in the card above as well as in the description to the full playlist. So feel free to go check that out. Still got my Flintock pistol in space because why not? I've had to make quite a few trips, to be fair. I've had to make a lot of trips back to Earth, and I've used up a hell of a lot of tin, not surprisingly really, but yeah, so the base that I've got, if I get a good old jetpack on, this is what it's looking like at the minute. I've been doing this kind of expansion here. Bob, I'm pretty sure I called him Bob before. I can't find him, he's gone, so I've got a new guy called Bob, a new slimeling called Bob. But this is what the base is looking like. So it's very kind of modern-esque and futuristic. I kind of want to have it, make it like really clean. I think the problem with my other base was that it looked quite, I don't know, there's a lot of wood and lots of stone brick and stuff, and it just didn't look a lab-like. So with this one, I've gone for really lab-like with the whole different types of stuff and things. So big problem that I didn't really think of. Meteors, they create a crater when they hit, and I've already had part of the roof take a big chunk out of it. I've already had that happen. So what I've decided to do is, there's two reasons for this area. So there's a 2-block gap here on the roof. One of the reasons is the meteors, so then you get another block here. But the other one is for cables and things like that, if I did want to do it. And it does kind of look cool as well on the outside. Oh, the sun is going in. Well, that's fine. We're going to go inside in a second anyway. The mobs are pretty difficult, it seems. I don't know if they're worse than the moon. I didn't fight enough of them on the moon to really know. But that is the thing. So yeah, this pattern thing going on. You know, having those double layers, so there's cables underneath there. It's one of the things I didn't do with the previous base, and I'm quite glad I have with this one. So although I've got the rocket there, and I really hope the rocket doesn't get hit, I don't know, if you guys have got some ideas. I tried the airlock like sideways. I was thinking, can I make like a little bay that you then, you know, like I'd switch on or something? I don't know, but I couldn't figure that out. But yeah, just kind of expanding. So what we've got in here, this one is not pressurized at all, so there's nothing going on here. There's Bob. So Bob's just chilling. You can feed him stuff, and then you get to choose like if his stats go up or things like that. So I got him to grow a bit. I got him to have his strength up, but his health isn't up. He has kills, so I'm guessing he's quite deadly. I don't know. We'll take Bob on a journey with us at some point, I guess. So in here, there's a couple of rooms. Some of them are empty like this, but most of them have this kind of setup. So we've got an oxygen sealer. I've got the sealable heavy aluminium wire on the side, and then oxygen pipe on the side of that. And I just rotated them using the crescent hammer to get them to work. That did work really well. And I've got lots of glowstone torches. So I had to go back for glowstone. Was one of the biggest ones, as well as the tin decoration blocks. That was the other one. So, you know, in here, this is all sealed. So I can actually prove it to you. Tell you what, I'll even prove it to you. Look at that. No oxygen. We're completely sealed in here, which is really cool. We've got... Oh, that's the outside. I won't go there. I'm going to put these back on again. Because I can show you underneath. Or I'll show you... should I show you underneath yet? Yeah, I can just show you very quickly. So this was my original way in. Turns out that I now know how the oxygen stuff works, and it ends up wreaking havoc with machines when you start putting them down. But this is what I ended up having. There's a cave underneath the base, so that I ended up expanding. Some other stuff that I'll show you over there. I don't know. I want to show you in an order. That's my main plan. But yeah, it looks like it's like a fluid. Like oxygen is almost like a fluid that's been added as part of the mod. So we've got a small area for storage. So I've just put in my my fuel. Though obviously, if I lose the ship, I have no way of getting back. I don't really know what you do if that happens. I'd just have to make another ship. And to be fair, actually, I have found copper and I found iron. And also something else. I think I can plonk that iron in there. I don't need that. Oh yeah, dash. Copper, iron. I'm pretty sure I found tin. Oh, I know what the tin is. It's actually, I've been smelting it. That's what's been happening with that. So yeah, I found those as well, because I decided to go cave diving. There you go, there's the tin. So, I think you need aluminium as well, don't you? I can't remember. But anyway, yeah, lots of problems. So this room at the minute is not sealed, and the reason it's not sealed, oh yeah, I forgot about this, but all of these, they don't float up. So one, you can't really place down a lot of blocks while it's not sealed. So most of the blocks are broken. It took me a little while to figure that out because I was trying to put down like the pulverize and stuff like that, so I decided to put bring a machine shop down. Underneath these, they've just got sealable heavy aluminium wire, which by the way guys is conductible. So yeah, that works really well. I don't think the power is up as high because when we put this in, it gets drained really quickly, so I don't think there's as much actual energy going to it. But you know, that is one thing that we can do. We can now charge this in here, which is one of the things that I wanted to do. It does take up a lot of my power, but you can see now, look, it's struggling. There we go. Now it just charges up really quickly. But that's definitely not 10,000 ticks, so I think this is probably not as conductive, which makes a lot of sense. But I've got all my machines down here. You have to turn off the oxygen. I've got 2 in this room. It turns out I only needed 1, but I've got 2 anyway. Why not? I guess if I did need, run out of oxygen or something like that with my oxygen supply, I can then switch this all on. That'd be fine. But also found that when you switch the oxygen supply on, you'll see this. It's really weird. Look, they all disappear off the project benches. How weird is that? And then when you turn it off, then you can then ping them back up. It's really, really strange. I got the NASA workbench as well. I've built another one of those. Turns out when you build another one, you do get all the schematic type stuff, which is cool. Right, so and here I ended up going with these double oxygen compressors. So for each tank, both of the tanks, I can do both tanks at the same time. It also has that buffer in there as well in case I don't know why I'm afraid of losing oxygen, but I am. Just in case, I've then got that in here and all sorted. But yeah, the reason I haven't got the oxygen currently sealed in here is purely to show you guys the Carpenter's mod, but we'll get onto that in a second. In here, this is my original oxygen supply. You'll notice that it's quite patchy. Turns out that the light source, if you're going to have it underground, you have to have a strong light source for any of the wheat and things like that. Also, it might be a future one where wheat only takes oxygen when it's growable, or it might just be a myth that I read about, because I thought it was only when it's growable that it actually takes oxygen. It is constant, so it doesn't matter at all. But this is my original kind of one, and then I was like, there's got to be a better way of doing it, and I'll show you guys that in a second. It's really cool. It's really, really cool. In this room at the minute, I've got my power, so this will obviously change. These are so I have 3 of these in total that I took. I can basically, the idea would be that I can just take them back home and charge them at home using the nuclear reactor. Obviously, we want to get a nuclear reactor here, but for the time being, that'll do. But yeah, not a lot of power is being drained from the Galacticraft stuff, which is fantastic. So I could have actually just done with one of these and used that for everything, including the fuel loader, because I've got one of these with 5 million RF or whatever it is in there. Right, so next little bit of the base. This is where it kind of stops. So I've got 2 bits that I was building on, and I've kind of stopped for the time being. But this is when I was looking for stairs, and I did what everybody does. I was like, oh, I'll go on to type in stairs, and I was like, oh, there's hardly anything. I didn't want to do quartz; it's quite expensive. Then Carpenter's Block, and I was like, actually, Carpenter's Blocks are pretty cool. So I looked up the mod, and that's why we're doing it on today. So I ended up doing these with Carpenter's Blocks. And also Carpenter's Doors, and that's why I've decided to show you guys, because I can do the rest of the base with some really cool Carpenter's Blocks. Just means loads of wood, but I think what I'll do is I'll end up building it on the overworld, whack it into a resonant chest thingy, and then we'll go from there. But what I've done for oxygen supply, and this seems to be the most efficient way of doing it, and it'll make a lot of sense. Oh yeah, I've got another one of those there as well. I decided to try that out for the machines, and it doesn't seem to do anything, which is why I think this has got a maximum load, whatever you want to call it. Right, anyway, oxygen. This is the leaf cube. So I think this is about 250 something leaf blocks. Yep, I went back to get them. Lots of leaf blocks. This is my original kind of plan, was leaf blocks. This seems to be the most efficient way of doing it if you want oxygen. And what you end up getting, so I've even left this little bit here for you guys. That's got 1040 right at the middle of the cube per second of oxygen, which is a huge ton of oxygen, and obviously it's got a buffer as well. The entire column, the central column, I have actually got... I'm going to have to go around this side, aren't I? I left this all open for you guys, so I'm going to... Well, I say I'm going to close it up. I don't know if I will or not. it kind of gets quite expensive, like just start running out. But there you go, you can see that the oxygen collector is going all the way down. So the top one, 680, which is still pretty good. The next one is like 800, and then 920, and it keeps on going down to that middle one where it's got the most. Oh, I can take that. I will have that. So yeah, this seems to be really, really efficient. It is like a giant Borg cube of leaves, but this is a very, very efficient thing. So I've got a 9 by 9 cube of leaves, with the central 3 blocks being, oh, you kind of just floating around it, can I? Being just here. So I've got one side oxygen, one side power using the redstone energy conduits, and that seems to do really, really well. So I would totally recommend doing that. Oh, we got a nice little zombie. Always going to happen. It's because everything's still open. But yeah, the original setup was over here, which is 8 oxygen collectors, and as you can see, like 80, and I think the bottom one's got 80 as well, and each of these just does 80. So this is when I was like, this is going to be, you know, I could do a stack, but they're going to start losing, going down. So that's why I decided to change it up to the cube, which is way more. I have no idea how much it actually does, but that works. Hey. Get out of it. Do find that these guys are a nightmare to kill. Oh yeah, I've got a gun. If I can actually aim. There we go, that's better. Out of it. They are a nightmare. They are an absolute nightmare. I can't stand them. I think they're coming in from like here or something. There's this weird cave system in this whole place, but it doesn't go anywhere. Anyway, right, now that we're done with that. So oxygen is good. Got lots of oxygen. Let's go into the machine shop and we'll have a look at stuff. See, it looks like it actually might even be the seal in there, because of course the oxygen in there, I've got so many in the hallway. 1, 2, 3 of them, which is quite a lot. I think I probably only need maybe 2. I don't know, maybe just 1. That also seems to be part of the problem with blocking these, but it's really odd. So, right, let's get to this. Episodes of things. We're going to just put all these things down here. I've got some nice arrows through the neck there. That would definitely be painful. Carpenters Blocks, and why they're one of the coolest mods I've actually come across, especially for survival and creativity and things like that. But basically with Carpenters Blocks, you can kind of do whatever you want with them, and I'll show you guys what I mean. But the first thing is the basic Carpenter's Block. This is a series of sticks around oak planks, so it's super duper cheap. We're going to build as many as we can build, which is that many. So we've got lots and lots and lots of them, and then I'll show you guys what you do with it, because it is actually just crazy, absolute craziness. So when you plonk it down, you can just have another block, and that will then take on that block. You can even, if you click on one of the edges, it adds basically the equivalent of a snow layer on any of the sides that you click on, which is again craziness. If you click again, it will then create a block, and one of the blocks will ping off, which will be your snow layer. So that's kind of what happens with that. I could actually do with this. So how crazy is that? It is mad. So you get everything back. So you can basically use it with any block. Now, obviously, as a normal block, when we've got like tin decoration block, which is a block, there's no point. But what we can do is lots of other cool stuff with it. Don't really need that. And there's a couple tools that we can use to make it cooler. One of them is a chisel. So that is a carpenter's block with an iron ingot on top, and it's really cheap. I mean, it's dead cheap, really. So that's pretty good. And the other one is a carpenter's hammer, and both of these do very different things, but the hammer is a little bit more complicated. It's 2 carpenter's blocks in the middle, you got the iron on the top, and then you got the iron at the bottom, and it's pretty much a hammer shape. That's the idea behind it. So what does this actually mean? What can we actually do with this? So if we put down that tin block again, chisel, that will change some of the actual textures on it, so you can then get variations on kind of whatever block you want, including this crazy pattern here, which I'm going to try on the sides. I'm going to see what it looks like. Or even a pillar, or even a creeper head, or even the chiseled kind of variant of it, which also I think looks very cool. So that's one of the things that you can do. The other thing with the carpenter's hammer is if you look at a face and you right click, now you've got a vertical slab, which is crazy. If you click again, it will give you the full block, and you can do that in any direction. Want a slab? No problem. Knock it down. How cool is that? So you end up with like being able to do anything. It's crazy. I mean, it's it's kind of absolutely crazy when you look at this. You know? I mean, what is this, you know? That's what I think anyway. I just think, how is this even a thing? I mean, wow, you know? But yeah, when I saw this, I was like, okay, I need to redo my base. I thought I'm going to do the next episode on this because I need to redo my base like now. I need to spruce it all up, and for the price of it as well, it's very cheap. So that's the main thing. Right, we're going to be building a couple of these block variations because there is some preset ones because, you know, stuff like stairs obviously wasn't in there, or doors. So we'll go through those. One of them is a Carpenter safe, which to me, I think it's just a... I'm pretty sure it's just like a chest, but I don't know. There might be some extra stuff with it. If you guys know, let me know. So it's Carpenters Blocks. Block of iron, nice and expensive with that, but not a problem. And redstone at the bottom. So that gives you the Carpenter's safe. So the reason I wanted this is purely so I can put it here. I can then make it all like metallic looking. We can even make it potentially... Well, that does look pretty good, doesn't it? Right. Yeah, those don't look any good. Now let's go with... I think that one, vertical one like that, looks pretty good. It has this little animation when you open it up as well, like it's got stuff in it. But that I'm now going to use from now on for my ores, for the pulverizer and things like that. But turns out the Mars ore can't pulverize it, so you just redstone furnace it. But that's fine. But there we go. That's the Carpenter's safe. It's pretty cool. Carpenter's door. It's just a door made out of the Carpenter's blocks, which is pretty cool. So that's nice. Oh yeah, I was going to have 2 of those. Why not? We've got some Carpenter's stairs, so it's just making a stair pattern out of the blocks. Those I've already used. The ladder, this is really cool. Carpenter's ladder is really cool. So you make a H out of Carpenter's blocks. That will give you the ladder. It keeps on freaking out because I had logged off afterward before this episode. Anyway, you also get a Carpenter's hatch as well. I'm going to try this out and see if it works. But I'm thinking of using the Carpenter's ladder as my like Jeffrey's tubes type stuff if I'm going to build anything like that. I might do, I'm not totally sure. We get a Carpenter's bed, which we can also use, which would be cool. So we're going to plonk that down. Let's we're going to run out of everything now. This thing, this Carpenter's collapsible block, I'll show you guys what this does. It's pretty crazy actually. It really is pretty crazy. We'll give that a go. I'll show you guys what that is. Carpenter's wedge slope as well. So there's actually slopes, which, you know, we've been asking for in Minecraft for ages, but they've done it. These are the ones I'm going to try out and potentially use them on these corners is what I'm thinking. Actually, to be fair, let's do that now. Ah, no, I can't because of that. That's annoying. Didn't really think about that, but, you know, I'll show you guys what it looks like anyway. Doesn't really matter, does it? Ooh, there we go. Look at that. It just makes everything look kind of cool, you know? I think that's the main thing. So this is what I'm going to be trying out on different things. And of course then you can just go and chisel it or do whatever you need to do with it really. And make it all cool patterns and... Do you know what I mean? Like you can just do things with it. It just makes it just looks cool. It just looks cool. It's as simple as that. You know, if we wanted to... Whoops. I won't do that. I wonder if we can do that with this one, you know, do an extra chunk on the slope. No, you can't. I guess you can't really tell which part of the slope is. But that looks really good, doesn't it? I mean, even with the black in the background, I still kind of like the look of it because that's very square. That's not. So that's pretty cool. Right, do we have any more? Yep, we do. Carpenter's barrier, which is a fence. So that's all that is. So I'll do those 2 there. Grab a fence piece. And we'll also get a fence gate as well. There's a load of other stuff as well with the Carpenter's blocks. And I just haven't, you know, grabbed a lot of them, like a flower pot. The torches, by the way, guys, work in space. They actually work in space. There's also a pressure plate and a daylight sensor, and there's all of these other little bits like oblique interior slope, so the inner part of the slope, exterior slope, prism slope. It's like got a little thing on it. I don't know what you want to call them, but it's got a little thingy on it. And things like that. It's a fantastic mod. So, now you've seen the slope, which is good. Bed-wise, well, we're getting rid of our bed because we don't need that anymore. Have a carpenter's bed. Yeah, right, so I'm going to make this metal. But I need to make it stand out a little bit. So what have we got? Those look pretty good, actually, to be fair. That does look pretty good. Okay, what else can we go with? Should we go with the crazy pattern one? Yeah, why not? a crazy pattern one, or yeah, that's the one. That's the one I'm going to go with. How cool is that? I mean, it's just awesome. It's just really good. But it's just nice to be able to just like play around with stuff. So there's that one. The stairs I've already kind of used. The let's go through this hatch and the ladder. So the ladder is really cool. So obviously it'll go against the wall like normal. But if you just place it in the middle of a room, look at this. It will just stand in the middle of the room. This is why I'm thinking like we can do a little Jeffrey's tube type thing like this. And potentially even have that in there or put it against the wall. I don't know. But again, that can get coloured and then you can do all the stuff against it, which is crazy. It's all just crazy. It's all craziness, this. I'm not totally sure how this mod even works. But it's very, very cool. And then the hatch, of course. You know, this one, just like an old hatch, really. So, you know, you can do whatever you want with it like that. And then colour it and chisel it if you wanted to. You know, you could have it like that, so it's like more of a panel. Or even, if we want to go with the space kind of theme, there you go, get it like that to do like a proper panel type thing. So this is all I'm thinking of using, all these bits and bobs. I don't really know how I'm going to use them all, but I'm going to use a lot of them. So we went for all of those. We've got the fence and fence gate. Let's go through those two very quickly. So it's just like a normal fence and fence gate, but of course you can colour it, which again is very cool, and do whatever you want with it. I mean, it's phenomenal, really. You know, it is really crazy. So it's just, you know, we can basically do whatever we want in whatever colour we want, make this thing look as futuristic and cool as we want, and play around with things, which is great. So last one, collapsible block. This I thought was crazy. I'm not going to put a colour on it, but you know, basically what you can do with this is with the hammer, you can, there we go, let's left click on it, and you can knock it down. Oops, I didn't want to do that. I also picked them up as well, but I didn't want to do that. But yeah, you can actually hammer. I mean, this is craziness. It is absolute craziness. But you can then just, you know, make whatever you wanted to make then. If you right click, apparently, it goes up again, which I didn't realise. So that it can return itself to its normal shape. So how crazy is all of that? So all I've done with it at the minute, and I haven't even figured out what I'm going to use all of them for. We can even, in fact, actually put some of the normal blocks of this. Replace this thing that we've got here with... I'm going to have to go and grab those blocks in a minute, because I will. If we whack these down here, we'll go with that. Look at that. Vertical slab type of thing going on. But you can see the stairs that I've put in, which is pretty crazy. But now we've at least got this little walkway type thing here. That is going to look really smooth, really cool. It's just, I don't know, it's just craziness. I'm going to have a lot of fun just trying to figure out what patterns to use, and definitely not that one, but and probably not that one for that. Ooh, we could end up using that though, couldn't we? Somehow just then I was able to like copy it. Yeah, so if you get to the last one, you can then just copy it with shift and right click. Maybe, I'm not totally sure now. Or just right click. So you just shift it. So if I go shift over that, nope, I have no idea how I've ended up getting this one stuck now. I have no idea. But anyway, guys, yeah, I don't know what I'll do. I'll have a play around with stuff. I will figure it all out. And we'll kind of see. I was just seeing if I can do any sort of... Nope, I have no idea. There's probably a load of different ways I can control this thing. I'm going to wreck a load of these chisels, though. I can tell you that much so far. But yeah, it's looking really cool. The doors as well, they're double open, which is craziness. But yeah, I think we're going to call it there for an episode. I could do with... Oh, I don't even need to do upside down stairs on these anymore. I could do those wedges and make it look kind of funky and cool. Same with this as well, and rather than doing stairs, I might end up doing that. Just having the stairs as stairs. I don't know, I'll play around with a load of different things, probably over the next couple of episodes, because the base so far, although it's looking cool, it takes a horrendously long amount of time to do all this stuff. I'm just glad I've got Bob. If I didn't have Bob, not Blob. If I didn't have Bob, I'd be in lots of trouble. So yeah, but it's all looking really good. Okay, got all the mobs just following me around. Of course they are. But anyway, guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. What we're going to be doing next episode is we're actually going to be going to fight the boss. I need to go and get some more oxygen, and I need to go and get some recharge my jetpack and things like that. But yeah, it's starting to get there now. I'm starting to get very happy with the way that things are looking, and then we can start setting up some labs. We definitely need some power for when we want to do, you know, bring the ME network up here, because at least we can bring all the ME drives up and things like that. I haven't figured out how with the cables. We've only been 2 tool how I'm going to do that, but we'll figure all that out later on. But if you have enjoyed this episode, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.